the 22nd of April through the 28th. Okay, so now we're starting to see us coming down off of the last eclipse, the solar eclipse. It's starting to wind down now, its effect. But then we move into a full Scorpio moon week, which I don't know. I love Scorpio full moons. And also, we start to move out of Mercury retrograde on Thursday. So things are still super, super intense. Scorpio is intense in general, and then we've got a full moon in Scorpio. We have the Mercury retrograde ending, but it's still going to be in its shadow period. So if you really have to take action, you can start moving forward once it goes direct at 8:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 25th. But you still, if you can wait just a little bit longer for major decisions, that would be the best situation. Okay. But sometimes you just can't.
How long would you recommend waiting?
I mean, I think some people say the shadow period lasts another 2 weeks, but if we start blocking off all those times, we're going to have no time to do anything. Yeah. So I would at least give it a few days, ideally, if you can. If not, go for it. Okay. So we start on Earth Day, Monday, the 22nd. We have the moon continuing in the sign of Libra. Okay, so I wrote down relationship deep truths are revealing themselves. And I think some of that was because the sun is square Pluto, and Pluto is in its new sign of Aquarius, and Pluto rules Scorpio. We're going to a Scorpio new moon, and Pluto rules the subconscious mind. So when the sun is shining on the subconscious mind, we're going to get some clarity. So the deep truths are beginning to reveal themselves. What do you think, Glori?
You know, this one is still taking a moment to register in my brain.
Taking some time. Subconscious mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Libra for me can be a little confusing of a sign for me to connect with. But it's definitely just like it's the balance of things, and it's going to be Earth Day, so might as well just use that time to just go do something for the earth. Libra's beautiful, and it's about making the world feel beautiful and look beautiful as well. So
yeah. Exactly. And it might be a good day to look at some property. If you're thinking about buying property, it might not be a bad time to go look at property, but not to
look at it. Not go on Zillow.
Yeah.
Go do the fun stuff.
Yeah, drive by some stuff.
Receive the paperwork.
Yep.
But
don't
the
sign
paperwork.
it. Don't sign it.
Yeah, this says until May 4th. On my book, it says Mercury
the shadow.
The shadow ends around May 4th-ish.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's about 2 weeks.
I would say May 5th to play it safe if you're going to put a down payment down.
Yeah, I agree with that. So a good time to kind of do your research, review. Libra rules contracts. Libra also has implications of like Venus and your mother, and it's Mother Earth Day. So take care of the earth and call your mother.
Love your mother.
Love your mother. Call your mother. Yeah, don't forget that. Right.
Clean up for your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So we're at a full Scorpio moon, 4 degrees of Scorpio. It's trining Saturn. There's a square with Pluto, and the sun is square Pluto. So there's a lot of Pluto, okay? Pluto's in the sign of Aquarius that rules large groups of people. It's a humanitarian sign. This is the age of Aquarius. Let's envision the change that we need for this world to happen so that all can be well for all. Let's see what needs to change and break down because it is showing itself to us. Full moons, we can see more clearly. We can see the change. We can be the change. I know it's a lot for one day as the moon moves into Scorpio at 11:20 a.m. on Tuesday, the 23rd. Anything to say about that, Glori?
This is the day that I recommend getting in your fuzzy pajamas, taking a nice bath, taking the bath, then getting in your fuzzy pajamas, eat some snacks. That's my personal
That's the advice from the Taurus.
That's my advice for an intense Scorpio moon, full moon.
Yeah.
I think that like when a Scorpio full moon hits, there's just so much that potential in the air of what it could be that it's almost like a little too much for me as a person. My relationship to it is like step back and let that energy go somewhere else, not put the focus onto me. But
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's one of the harder placements for the moon is in the sign of Scorpio, right? Because the
yeah,
moon is your feminine power, it's your memory. And then Scorpio is a very introverted, deep water sign, right? So
yeah.
when the moon is there, sometimes people with Scorpio moons can be very, very hard on themselves, or they can kind of get caught up in nitpicking themselves. So you have
But
to be
they're
really
also
careful.
so powerful. Like Scorpio
So
moon, it's the
powerful.
kind of thing that there's so much power in that sometimes it's hard to manage, and that's why a lot of Scorpio moons can have some like emotional difficulties that they work through. But when they find their power within themselves in that position, they it like I look at Miley Cyrus as a good example. Like when she was younger, she obviously like went through like some extreme situations of finding herself and personal
Hmm.
growth, and what made that worse is like the public scrutiny of it all. But
Yeah.
now you look at her, and the woman she's grown into is just this powerhouse of a
Power.
person that so many people respect, despite things that people hated her for before.
Mm,
Like that people have just grown to like love and respect her and see her for
yeah.
who she is, and she just has like the world at her hands. And we don't know her personal life too much,
Right.
but how we view her as an outsider is just like, look at her go.
In
So
awe of the change. And so Scorpio, sorry, I had lights go out. Scorpio moon is such power. And so they have the ability, if they can not get lost in the emotion, to actually really bring great change. So
yeah.
let's envision that energy on Tuesday, the 23rd. If it feels like too much, Scorpio does rule darkness, and it
Yeah.
does often need a lot of time alone. So you may need that bath. You
Go
may
to bed
need.
early. So if you feel people
Hmm.
trying to like feel you out, set your boundaries.
Mm.
How
We're moving into Wednesday, the 24th, and we have a little bit of lighter energy on the 24th because we've got some trines going on with Mars and Saturn and Pluto. And then we have an opposition with Uranus and Jupiter. But it's still pretty intense, okay? So you may need to take some time to yourself. You may need to protect your energy a little bit. You may need to clear your energy. This is not the time to be taking in a lot of media. This is not a time to sit in front of the TV and watch the news. Okay?
mm.
They're going to be very, very highly affected by it. So please take care of yourself, and life is showing you where the change that you have control over needs to be made. All right. As we move into the 25th, where we start the morning with the moon in Scorpio, but Mercury goes direct.
Yes.
8:54 a.m. Yahoo. So now that Mercury goes direct, it's going to come back over all that time period. All right. So everything that's been going on since March 18th, now we get the final swoop. All right. So see what comes up. See what it's showing you. By the evening, the moon will move into Sagittarius.
Mm.
And
Fun.
more fun energy coming
Yeah.
in. Yes, from a Sagittarius here. So, Friday we'll have the moon in Sagittarius. Moving forward, a little lighter after the intense full moon. What did you learn? How can you implement that into your life? Sagittarius wants freedom. So, what have you been freed up from?
And there's so many things with the past 3 weeks now about change and rebirth and letting go, that will open up so much availability for freedom in your life. And then
Yes.
this day can also give perspective maybe on where you might not feel as free and what you want to open up even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there could be a lot of things about your belief systems that could be changing.
Leave
Um,
your boyfriends.
leave your
Be free.
boyfriends.
Leave your
Oh,
boyfriends. You're
really?
when they're
So
controlling.
nice. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
we
I'll
forgot
be more
that part.
specific.
Okay.
Leave your controlling boyfriends behind in
Okay.
this time.
It's
You want
Gloria's
to
advice.
be, yeah, go on your little pottery making dates with new people that want you to dress how you want to dress and be who you want to be.
There you
People
go.
that want to change who you are, throw them out the door.
There you go.
They're not welcome here. You're a free
That
person.
sounds like a lyric from one of your songs right there. You're not welcome here no
Probably.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday, enjoy your freedom. Moon in Sagittarius. There's a trine with Mercury. There's a trine with Venus. How lovely. There will be a square with Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. So you kind of got to move a little slow because those planets are in the sign of Pisces. So go slow, but move ahead. Go slow, but have fun. Enjoy your freedom. Sunday, the 28th, we've got the moon in Sagittarius until very early in the morning when it will move into Capricorn. We've got the sun trine the moon. We've got the moon square Mercury, Mars, and Neptune, but we have a trine with Venus. Although Venus itself is square Pluto. Wow. So there's sexy energy available. Keep conversation light. Have fun. But Capricorn wants to take care of your responsibilities. What's your take?
I think this month overall, and specifically this day, and there's a few days in here, that it's going to be a really, really great time for single people and trying to build connections with people and get to know people and bond with people without it being like a major commitment and losing your freedoms as a
Mm,
single person. I think there's going to be a really great energy for personal relationships that come in that really help you feel alive and appreciative of people being in your life.
I like it.
And it's just fun. Sagittarius is fun. Sagittarius is the kind of person who, when they ask you on a date, they're gonna want to go out in the woods and or bike riding or like do
Something a little obscure. Maybe they'll
yeah.
want to climb a tree with you, like you said for last
Yeah,
week.
at least like people in this area where we live in the woods, like the activities they're gonna want to do are gonna be around nature and wildlife and really like
Mm,
putting the phone down and appreciating your surroundings.
I like it. All right,
Yeah.
I'm pulling a couple cards here for this week. Gloria, you go ahead and pull yours. I'm going to start off. I got the King of Pentacles. I feel like I got him twice now.
I got him.
Or you got a King of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the King of Value, the King of Money, the King of anything important to you. I like the Morning Glories.
Mm.
Don't you have a Morning Glory tattoo on your arm,
Yeah.
Miss Glory? Yep,
It's hard
there's
to
the Morning
see.
Glories. And here he looks like all is well. As an Abraham Hicks quote, all is well and getting weller. It's kind of a silly one, but that's what it reminds me of. So there's a lot of beauty, a lot of things are being seen. There's a lot here about value. And then I also have the Four of Cups, and this was another card that came up a lot in the in the sign by sign readings. Someone is showing up. Okay,
Options.
someone
Someone
is
wants to
showing up.
romanticize you? Romance you.
Romance you. And I like he's holding the cup of satisfaction. Her attention is on the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is usually a situation that is fun. So it looks like she's a little bit complacent about her versions of fun.
She also just looks unsatisfied with those cups specifically, those
Yeah.
chalices, and he's bringing in a new one that she might like more, that she's not bored
Yeah.
of, that she's had around her for too long.
She's got a dragonfly above her head that's got a 360 view, but yet her view is very limited at this point. So, and then with the King of Pentacles next to it, it's like this could be like stable relationship. This could be something. And if you're not like coming from the aspect of looking for love, this could just be a stable opportunity that's showing up for you. And so let's allow it to show up, especially after retrograde, or any decisions about this can be made sometime after the 25th.
Yeah, yeah.
What
And
do you
I
have?
like looking at your King of Pentacles, I just think about like how much land is behind him.
Mm,
It's like he owns all that land. That is so much space and property to work with and be appreciative of. So it really just feels like valuing those things that you have, because like
mm,
when you have those things of value, really comprehending. It might not be something expensive, but it's something that you value internally and really putting appreciation into those things that you have. I have
Absolutely.
this is the 10 of wands, and like he's got two of them behind him, and it's like part of me thinks like yes, carry the load, do the work, get it done. But it's also like, but don't be afraid to let some things drop so that you can
Mm,
at least see where you're going. Carry
yeah.
your load that you're working, but don't block your vision. Don't block out, don't like take on so much that you can't even see where you're going. Like,
Interesting. Both of our cards have like we can't see everything.
yeah. Like, also, who's saying you can't put half the pile down and come back for a second load?
Yeah.
As
Don't.
someone who, when I have groceries in my car, I will hold like 5 bags on each arm just to make sure I don't have to do
Yeah.
another load. I'm saying put it down and go back for it again.
Yeah.
But this is going to be too much stress on the body. You might get to your destination, but you're going to be hurting after.
Yeah, and there's two wands dropped. It's like don't forget about your relationships. Don't let it just be all work.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
have the Page of Wands, and it's the singing birds. It's
Mm.
so just like light and positive. It's like it's not a worry. You're walking down the dirt path and you hear these birds singing you a song, and you don't have a phone, you don't have like belongings, you don't have technology. You're just there experiencing nature and experiencing the beauty of the world. And being that Earth Day is Monday, that's a really great thing to just like really appreciate like nature and what the world is and has to offer and why we need to protect it and be kind
Yes.
to it.
Agreed. All